Just going to start cleaning up the Z plates. It's got a little bit of road rash here, but I'm more concerned about the seam. Can you see that on that angle there? Let's go over here. Yeah. You see this seam here? I want to grind that out right flush. I think you can see how it is here. And all the other sides. Yeah, we can take that seam right out. That's where that seam was right there. So ground that out. We'll start to buff it out. Lots of time, lots of work. Okay. July 2nd. I think I can put the carbs on. At least get them fit in there. You got to mount the carbs to the intake manifolds first. Otherwise, you never get at the nuts once it's on the bike. Getting lots of advice from people on my comments there, helping me out with that coil situation. And I'm gonna look into that. Is that the O-ring there for that? Or there's two different O-rings. Must be that one. Just gonna put a little bit of, if I can get it out, just a little bit of silicone grease on the O-ring. Helps it seal a little bit better. That'll help it seal and help it stick in there. Look at that. Do this one. Yeah, I kind of wanted to keep the Norton looking as original as possible, but obviously I got custom stuff done to it. But the coils, right now I'm going to try the two 6-volt coils in series because I'm using the electronic ignition, and you get a much better spark than two 12-volt coils in there. That's what's recommended is 6-volt. And but you know, they're the old so oh, where'd that piece come from? But there is an aftermarket, and I lost a little part there somewhere. There is an aftermarket, this one I just saw that, coil that looks like the original one, and it's a 12 volt and it's a double lead one. So I may end up eventually going with that coil. It's about 44 bucks US. So I may end up going that route. Oh, geez, that's in there tight. How else can I do that? Oh, got the stud coming. Thread's just a little bit stuck on there. My bench is getting pretty messy here. Okay, let's see. Try not to screw up any threads on this thing. Threads are got a bit of paint on them or something. I just can't thread it all the way in. I could, but just be jamming it in there, so I'm going to run the tap through it. That's one of the first things I bought was this Wentworth tap set, tap and die set. And I've had to use it a lot. Just cleaning up all these old threads. See, the stud threading's a little bit shorter at the one end. That's the part that screws into the block on this side. Okay, there we go. I'm not going to let Loctite those in there. The nut's going to hold it. I'm just going to put a little dab of grease around the surface of this as well too. Just a little bit. It'll help seal. I don't know if there's a washer on there or not. I don't remember there being a washer on there. Let me check. What I found is a lot of people don't have any washer on there. Some people have washers on there. Some have locking nylon nuts on there, which is obviously newer. And a lot of the pictures I can find, nobody's got nothing on there, so I'm putting on my brass washers. So that's what I'm going to do. I think the nut would bind a little better with no washer, like I might lock it on a little bit better. Yeah, what we got here? Okay. Just leaving the tops loose for now until I put the cables in. I'm not going to put them in until last. Just put a little bit of silicone grease around there, synthetic grease. The brass washers are soft, so they'll help the nuts sink in a little bit, might hold them on a little bit better. I don't want to put any Loctite on there. I'm just going to have to keep an eye on it in case you ever want to take them off. My swing arm still isn't welded up. Going for a bike ride with my buddy Peter today, so hopefully he takes it to work and welds it up this week. He's going through some marital problems right now. Okay. Okay, that one. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Could put some washers on these too, I guess. Yeah, let's get set up over there. Okay. Gonna put a little bit of gasket goop on this surface. Dummy me, didn't have any. Come on, dummy. Oh, there she goes. It had a big clump in the way, blocking it. Had a blockage. This is a high temperature gasket goop. Couldn't find my other stuff. Okay, now I know these carbs are marked left and right, so let me see here. Where's the number? Yeah, right on the carbs, right on the side there. This one's got an L on it, the left one. There's a left and a right. Okay. Come on. I just drilled those washers out, so they're a little rough on the inside. Allen wrench. My Allen wrench is hitting the housing here, so I'm going to chop this off. That's what I'm going to do. A few burrs on it maybe. You grind that down just a little bit. Thought I ground it down enough, but come on. Okay, that's on there pretty good. Gonna be a little harder getting that inside one. This one hold it steady first. Come on. Okay. The inside ones are going to be difficult. And if they were nuts, you'd have a hell of a time. Allen head's the only way to get those in there. You don't need to watch that shit. Okay. Got those two mounted on there. There's all different arrangements for these, like a sediment bowl and screen on EMO carbs. Some of them are joined in the center here with a pipe on either side, and then they come up and join across, but a lot of people like to put an inline fuel filter in between them, or not in between them, but between the tank and coming down. There's all different arrangements. I'm not sure which road I'm going to go, but I do want to put an inline filter in there somewhere. Yeah, it's going to look all right. Yeah, and I'm going to go with these two 6-volt coils for now. And if I have issues with them, I'm going to go to that single coil 12-volt double output. Because it looks just identical to these, except it's just one coil. And I'll deal with that when I get to it. Okay, it's starting to come together. Just fitting all the fasteners with these brass bushings or brass washers I have there. Got them on the tappet covers. I'm missing these 3 bolts here. I've got 2 Allen heads right size, 5/16, but I got to order them from Norville. 3 of those British cycle thread bolts. I got a whole pile of stuff I got to order from Norville. $100, $200 worth of stuff. So it takes about 10 days for that stuff to come in to really kind of button everything all up. In the meantime, I got to get the swing arm painted and a few of the other parts. That's where I'm at today.